I'm Madonio Cal from San Jose. The population of this community is over 1,000, and we have a total of over 180 students in school. I've been working here since 1992. I work in different capacities in the Ministry of Education as curriculum officer, as local manager for the southern region, and in different capacities as administrative principal within the Toledo district. I am very glad to have served in different capacities. Now I'm back home to serve my people and to ensure that the better quality of education is being delivered to them, so that they themselves will be able to follow through with the step I am demonstrating to them. I came from a family of 14, and my father managed to send me to school. I had to live with $5 Belize a month. My parents are illiterate. My mom could not read, she could not write her name. My dad is the same. However, because of the teachers that push me towards, how are you going to save your father, your mother? They are not able to read or write their name. You will be the one to show them. So that penetrate in my heart and in my mind, and hence the reason I try my best. So out of the 14, I'm the only one who went to high school. I'm the only one who get higher education among that 14 children that my parents have. The poverty rate in Belize is very high, especially in Toledo. And through education, we are seeing through the dark tunnel, there is light.
My name is Kent Iler. I'm President and CEO of Iler Networking Computing. We're located on the west side of Cleveland, Ohio. We're a managed services provider. That means that we help small to medium-sized businesses with all of their IT needs. We have a wide variety of clientele, from manufacturing to medical professionals to just small businesses that need IT help. I was introduced to Rotary in 2010 by a friend of mine, Ken Glantz. He took me there as a guest and I really enjoyed it. We had the opportunity to meet lots of other business professionals in the local area, but also it's a service organization, so it gives us unique opportunities to help the local community, but also serve around the world as well. Rotary District 6600 does 1 to 2 missions a year, helping schools down in Belize with different types of supplies. We take down tables, chairs, books, computers, toys, different things that are donated by people or companies for the schools. My first mission to Belize was in 2014. My first trip was unique in the fact that I wasn't sure what to expect. The computers that were going there were going to be part of my responsibility, but we had a mix and match of Windows computers, Linux computers, and none of them had any type of educational software on them. So what we did after that first trip is I talked to Mal Honig. He was the founder of this mission, and just gave him some of my ideas. He had been looking for better ways to use the computers and was not satisfied as well. He just didn't know what to do. We had been supporting schools here in the United States for many years, and we knew about a lot of different educational software platforms. We knew about Reader Rabbit, we knew about Jumpstart, and some other educational programs that we could put on there. And so when I showed him and gave him a demo of those, he was thrilled. And from the next mission on, we've been loading those computers full of the software packages. And the great thing about those as well is this software actually will modify based on what each student's level is. So we take computers that either our clients or other companies have donated that have good life left that are used, and those computers, once they're ready, are shipped down to Belize to the different schools. These are all used computers at various states. Some of them work, most of them work, some of them don't. And so the first thing we have to do is, from a hardware standpoint, make sure that the computers are functioning. From that point, we do a secure wiping, which means we wipe off all the data that's on the hard drives before. and we put an image on that has an operating system and the educational software. So this software includes Jumpstart, as I mentioned, from preschool to 4th grade, and also Reader Rabbit. From then, once the computers have been tested and we have a technician sign off on them, we send them back to the warehouse in Fostoria, and they're sit there until they're ready to load on the container that ships to Belize. So this next trip will be a little unique. Typically for each trip, we go down and we help 20 to 25 schools. We have a 40-foot container full of books, chairs, tables, school supplies, including the computers. However, there was a trip that we tried to do last November. So a 40-foot container was already down there, but due to COVID, the team was not able to travel down. So this year, we're going to attempt to do 2 missions in the time frame of 1 mission. We're going to start off in Punta Gorda area, which is the furthest southern city in Belize. We'll start down there with 2 teams, and we're going to try to get all the schools done in 1 week. We're going to do the distribution from the container that showed up in November, and that's going to happen the following weekend, and then we're going to spend the next few days distributing up in Stand Creek area. One of my favorite things is just seeing the kids. When we're down there, they see the things that we bring, especially when they start interacting with the computers. Some of them don't even have a computer at home. They get shown on how to use the software, and just watching them interact and be successful with it, it's fantastic.
My name is Mel Honig. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Sylvania. In 2008, I started a project called Resource Centers International, and what it does is provide educational equipment and supplies to the preschools and primary schools of both Belize and Jamaica. We try and get people who have different capabilities in different areas. One way of doing this, and perhaps the best way of doing it, is I go to the different Rotary clubs and give presentations on what we do, and I don't ask for volunteers. I just hope that someone will come up and say, geez, this is a great project, how can I get involved? Because I want people who are proactive, who are interested in this work, rather than someone who's dragged along. So at one meeting at the Rotary Club of Elyria, Kent came up and said, this is something I'm interested in, and he had a perfect skill set for me because he is computer literate. Now, the reason why we chose to work with preschools and primary schools is that young children at an early age start developing pathways, learning pathways in their minds. And the more pathways you can develop at an early age, the better it is for the child, because it increases their capacity to learn other things. The games and toys very much is hand-eye coordination and social integration. We send down sporting equipment so they can develop physically. The computers and the books, of course, are to increase their ability to read and follow directions, and also to gain knowledge. Whatever you can do at an early age reaps great benefits later on. Prior to making a shipment, we have to really line up everything so that there's no problems when we get to Belize, and that means having a partner in Belize. The partner is another Rotary Club. So we get everything into country through the Rotary Club. They store everything for us, and then a team goes down to set things up.
Right, we're at the Belize Training Center, also the Belize Bible College. It's about 7 miles outside of Punta Gorda, and this has been an ideal place to run the mission from. We'll be here for the entire part of the Toledo mission, and they make us an awesome breakfast every morning. My videographer also instructed me to tell you that I no longer have a beard. It's very hot and humid down here, very bright, and I didn't want to go back to Ohio with tan lines where my beard used to be.
My name is Iler Williams. I was born in Punta Gorda in the Toledo district. I am a proud member of the Rotary Club of Dangrega. My purpose within this mission at the moment is I am helping District 6600 to issue computers and school supplies to various schools in the country of Belize. Here in Belize, teachers are basically responsible to purchase their own materials. They use their personal funds to do so. I was a teacher for a year, and I had to take out of my pocket to purchase my school supplies to create my posters, and I taught 8 subjects. So for every subject, I had to purchase my own materials. And especially if it's a chemistry project where I have to use like test tubes and those stuff, I have to purchase that myself. But if it gets donated, it's easier because then we have the material on hand to do the work. And we don't have to be traveling all over the country to find this specific material to do it. For example, in chemistry class, we use test tubes, or we use these little stoves that you put on the fire, and then we can't find that in Belize. So we have to order it online and then get it shipped to Belize, which costs. But if these stuff are donated to our high schools especially, then it's on hand, it's there, it's usable, it's a lesser cost that the school does not have to pay for it, or the teacher doesn't have to pay for it. Teachers need help. So in my eyes, it's very, very important for these donations to keep on coming into our country to help lessen the burden on these teachers' shoulders.
We loaded a container of the equipment and supplies that you see in this room about a month ago in our warehouse in Fostoria, Ohio. The container is sent here, unloaded, and then we distribute it to the schools that are selected by the Ministry of Education here in the Toledo district, and also the Rotary Club. So this is a joint project between our district in Ohio, the Ministry of Education, the schools of Belize, and the Rotary Club here in the Toledo district. We asked the schools to come in, get their supplies. The way we determine who gets what is through questionnaire that they fill out for us, so we know how many students are in the school and what they have in the way of books, computers, games, and toys. We have an inventory sheet. They sign off on it and then take everything to their school.
If you had to guess how many books you brought on this mission, how many do you think there are?
There's probably 100,000 books. There are, I didn't count them all, but I think there are 8 pallets of books. And we get these books from Cleveland. They have a kids' book collection point where they collect books and they give them to us, and also donations, and from the Friends of the Library in our home city of Toledo, Ohio.
I am Joanna Ordinate, and I am the current president of the Rotary Club of Punta Gorda in Belize. Our Rotary Club here generally focuses on healthcare and education. They're the 2 greatest needs. If we help with the kids and the schools, then obviously we're going to be helping the country and the nation going forward. And this actual mission here is perfect timing. We're just coming out of COVID, everyone's been doing homeschooling. It's really not been very effective. Kids have been really struggling and falling through. And I spoke to the Ministry of Education, and she just had a toy drive and a book drive, and it was really unsuccessful. I went to meet her at the Ministry of Education, and she was literally head in hands, struggling what they were going to do with resources for the preschools. And she said I was like the little magic fairy that came at the perfect time saying, hey, we have a 40-foot container of staff coming for preschools. So they have rallied around. It's been Easter holidays, but they're still contacting and calling all the preschools. And now we're just kind of sitting pretty, waiting for all these preschools to come this afternoon and collect all these fabulous materials.
My name is Will Mosby, and I've been partnering with Rotary the last 4 years on these missions. So right now, since the schools have come to pick up the computers that were provided through Rotary, we are now going to each school and installing and configuring the components that they received. Specifically, my focus is the technology in the computer equipment. A lot of these kids haven't seen computers before, and the teacher's experience with computers is limited also. So first we're making sure the computer equipment works, it survived the transport. And then we're also going to make sure that the teachers and the students are able to use the software on the computers that were provided. My interaction with the teachers during this mission has been phenomenal. They've been very supportive, very appreciative, and just I'm amazed by what they're able to accomplish with what they have.
We are just finishing up our 6th school today. We set up the tables that they have, we mount TVs to the walls. Mel was able to get flat screen TVs that have wall mounts with them. So basically making sure that the resources are all there. We'll pump up the soccer balls that we brought, and we'll go through and just make sure they're secured, make sure the VCR is connected and working. We set up the computers, and it's been a great day so far.
We are seeing a trend that when kindergarten get the best in their early age of learning, you will see them progressing as they go in different classes. And that is the reason we continue to advocate for younger children to come to school, because they are going to be the foundation of this community.
My name is Elcidia Awe, and I have been a teacher for 16 years here in Belize. The resources that Rotary has brought for the school are very good books in science, because we lack resources like those. They give toys and they give bricks and blocks that children can manipulate. The teacher can use it to write words like sight words, and they can make sentences manipulating these blocks that they give them. And we also got some beautiful charts that I use with the pictures, everything, and the flashcards, everything together on the computer. I would like to say thanks to the Rotary organization in Ohio that's helping us. You don't even realize that what you are giving to us is a lot. We don't have resources. We have to provide them for ourselves, and you give us a big help with that. When you see the joy in the children, learning taking place, people excelling with what we have, and the teachers are also happy, because that's the biggest reward we get, also to see children learning.
Thank you for your generous donation every single year. I look forward to them, even though I have to climb up in these trucks and take these stuff out. But we look forward to them every year. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
With the supplies, with the help that is given by Rotary International, I just want to give a heartfelt thanks to those organizations and those people who made this possible.